The pandemic, of course, has had a major impact on the state's restaurant industry. Today, the Connecticut Restaurant Association launched a brand new campaign called #SaveCT Joining us this afternoon to talk more about it is Scott Dolch, the head of the Connecticut Restaurant Association. Scott, thank you very much for joining us right now. We appreciate it.
No, thanks so much for having me, Mark. I appreciate it too.
Before we get to all this today, let me ask you, I'm imagining this has been a terrible, terrible time for the restaurants really all across the state. How are they coping, and is there any glimmer of hope right now?
Well, listen, every day is a new challenge. It has been for 8 months. I think, with winter coming about, what we're dealing with the winter and losing outdoor dining, it's just concerning. And I think why we kind of asked for this and asked for help and support from our governor, from the administration, needing to make sure we get through this pandemic. You want to be optimistic about the vaccines. You want to be optimistic to see light at the end of the tunnel. But we have to look at what's in front of us right now. And these restaurants desperately need support to make it through.
And I'm assuming that's why you sent a letter, I understand, to the governor to kick off this campaign. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, listen, at the end of the day, we think it's going to take everybody to help our support. But I think the big thing is hoping that we don't have to roll back beyond 2.1. We're also hopeful that we, can build consumer confidence back. But the bigger part of that with the governor and the administration is looking at the CARES Act funding. I know there's about $200 million still left to be allocated for the end of the year, hoping we can build a grant program that's specific to help the hospitality businesses, the restaurants that have been hit so hard, was really the purpose of that letter. And then the Save CT Restaurants is a large scale campaign, really urging our restaurants to take to heart and tell their story and let people know in Connecticut that we need everybody here to help these small businesses make it through.
Boy, that is for sure. So many local restaurants, local small businesses, like you said, that have depended on the community, no matter where you live. I know myself, I'd love to sit at a bar again and have a nice time and not worry about masks and all that. I think we'll get there. The day will come, but I'm imagining you want to stress the message to people in their communities to please do what you can to support local restaurants.
Mark, you hit the nail right on the head. I think we know at some point this will end. We know that people want to start to go back on that path to recovery and seeing it. But at the same time, it's how many restaurants are going to make it to that point. And that's my biggest fear. We know 600 restaurants in our state have already closed, either completely, permanently, or don't have a date for reopening. That number is rising by the day. And without help and support right now, we're going to see more. We're going to see potentially thousands of those restaurants not make it, which is where the biggest concern is.
Okay. Scott Dolch from the Connecticut Restaurant Association, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for all the work that you're all doing. I know the effort continues to keep these restaurants open, and we certainly hope that that is the case for the long term. That's for sure.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate the time as always.